Sweet. Fire. Welcome. Oh, I forgot to put my hat on. Well, all right, fuck it. Restart the stream. Another 8 minutes on the clock. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. I'm back. We're all back. This is episode 24. I want to hit you with some...
It's only 24, man.
Maybe only 24. Let me hit you with some quick facts about 24 episodes. When I started streaming, I was doing Pathfinder Adventure Paths. So those have a very set length and they're very episodic. It's easy to predict how long that they will be. Since then, I've run a number of personalized campaigns, the longest of which was 25 episodes so far, D&D wise. Obviously, my longest going personalized campaign is Battletech, which is still ongoing and is at like 70 or 80 episodes. But by the end of this show will be number 3 in non-module show lengths. And next week, it will be number 2 in non-module show length. It will officially be the longest non-module D&D run as well.
Wow.
I mean, 20 to 24 episodes is a pretty good length for a D&D campaign.
Yeah, that's normally for me when all my shit broke, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's about how long people can normally stand each other. It's also about
bros for life. What up, fellas?
It's about long enough to get 2 to 3 levels at a regular basis and complete several story arcs.
Yeah, I like being in third.
The same story arc for 24 weeks, or just barely.
I mean, look, the Glimo story art is, will always be alive, right?
I love Glimo.
I think the longest.
I don't know why.
Longest campaign I've done is like 50 episodes, but that was a mix of 2 different campaigns put together in the same storyline.
I feel like I've done more than 50 episodes of a show with you.
No, I think the longest you were on was maybe Vampire the Masquerade, which went for like 40 episodes, I want to say.
What about Graham's homebrew? That one went on like you, me, and Sheepdog.
Oh shit!
That went on for a long time.
Graham's homebrew. Oh, you mean okay? So hold up, I know the one you're talking about.
Was it Omen? No.
Omen went for 21 episodes.
That's it?
Yeah. It feels like it goes for a lot longer than that. LA was only 26. Holy shit. Okay.
Wow.
We've been doing this a while. Long time. You know, I was on a cruise for a week, which meant I spent an entire week away from all of my wonderful anime waifu pictures. And you know what? I got by just fine.
So now you're off that train. Is that what you said?
I was sending you thoughts and prayers.
No, oh God.
Wait, did you say thoughts and prayers or thoughts?
I just want to point out, for the whole week that I was gone, I didn't check Reddit politics. I stopped checking Twitter more or less, and I didn't turn on the TV for news channels at any point. And then like I checked the news as soon as I got back. I was like, wow, everything is so fucked. Like I thought there was a general level of fuckery in the world, and then like I turned on my phone and I was like, oh God, this is really bad. Like, this is fucking horrible. And apparently we're regressing to the 1800s. Wow.
You were on the East Coast of Canada, where everything is kind of like a little bit off.
You know what? Canada was great.
It is. It's pretty cool, man.
It was cold and it was rainy, but other than that, it was great.
Par for the course.
I didn't get off the boat, though, so, you know.
Yeah, why the fuck would you get off the boat? You'd be like, man, this is like the best. Why get off? Because all that's going to happen when you get off is someone will stab you, take your money.
That has literally never happened to me on vacation. Has happened to me while not on vacation, but not well.
The chances of that happening on the East Coast of Canada as well are very slim.
Sorry, can you give me all your money? Sorry.
That was not Canadian. That was Northern Australia, and it was pretty bad at that.
No, that's Canadian. Northern Australians, oh, you can't give me all your money and your cigarettes.
Oh, hey there, bud. You got any cash on you?
There we go. That sounds like a really stereotypical Canadian right there.
East Coast of Canada, it'd be in French.
No, only
No,
Quebec.
they're Middle East. They're not coastal.
Yeah. You got the whole Maritimes. North
Newfoundland,
Newfoundland is
Nova Scotia.
they got some pretty thick accents.
Oh, come on, Dave. You don't know about Nova Scotia? That's where all the fisher folk live, huh?
Oh
Eh?
God! You know who I want to go to? Actually, Brian. How come you didn't visit me, bro? What's up with that?
Well,
You're like a 20-minute drive from me, and you didn't even come say hi.
Oh, yeah, Spootnik. What happened about that, eh?
Hey, well,
Not bros anymore, huh?
I was busy getting mugged in Naples.
Yeah.
That really?
No.
That
Okay.
sounds like a friggin' memoir title.
Actually, I never felt unsafe in what is repeatedly spoken of as being one of the top pickpocketing / mugging cities in Europe. I never once felt unsafe. It's a beautiful city and everyone should go.
I
Did you go
mean,
to the
probably
bad
the
parts?
highest would be anywhere in Spain. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking
right now.
Spain as well. Like, if little kids playing soccer bump into you, then like everything you earn.
They have like a 35% unemployment rate right there right now.
Where?
Spain, like the whole country.
Yeah.
It's
the
really
weirdest
bad.
things
That's
I
getting
bumped
rough.
into, and now my pants are gone.
Yeah.
That does
no,
sound like a D&D rogue.
You know, like those old cartoons where like someone will fall in piranha water and then piranhas go, and then they're skeletons. It's like that, but with everything you own and children.
Get back home from vacation. There's this
That's
bit
why
of
you stay away from
Spanish
children.
family living in your house for the past week. What? We stole your house.
All right. Well, I have 2 announcements to throw down. Is that I'm starting 2 new shows over the next few months. As soon as I can, we'll be starting a Game of Thrones show, which will be player versus player. So this is experimental. I've literally never done this before.
That sounds awesome.
I did it once, 1 episode, 1 shot in August of 2017, and I've been trying to get it together since then. And now with Game of Thrones ended, interest was very high, and I was able to pull together a group very quickly, and now we're just jockeying for the last spot.
Over and under on who says bend the knee first.
I'm waiting for someone to say milk of the poppy. We haven't heard that phrase in like 4 seasons on Game of... So there's a really good analysis of the show where, like, after they ran out of book stuff to do, the language of the show changed dramatically. They started using words like nation. They stopped using 7 hells. Like, no one has said 7 hells in forever. Milk of the poppy. The
Whoa.
Dothraki stopped saying it is known.
They don't want it.
And, you know, no one said, like, bleeding kneelers. So the language changed. The way that the script was written was very different.
There's less script, it seems.
I am not going to go into that.
Especially this last season.
I just want to say, if they had ended on the Battle of Winterfell, it would have been fucking incredible. It would have been one of the greatest seasons of television of all time.
There's
And
a lot of pensive looks into the distance, and
I love. Can I just say,
I don't know.
if anyone hasn't seen it yet, bugger off. It doesn't matter.
don't do it, Dave. Don't do it. It's been less than a week. Don't do it. Don't do it, Dave. Don't.
No,
No.
I want to talk
No.
about the Battle of Winterfell. That's
Oh,
all I
okay.
wanna
All right.
talk
Well,
about.
that's fine.
I wanted that to be like, because they spent 7 seasons being like, winter is coming, and they spent this whole long time just giving this guy like this big old like, oh, big old cojones, and then like in one episode I was like, yeah, okay, next issue. What's the next issue?
I don't know, man. I gotta tell you, I fucking loved his performance. Like, the complete lack of emotion, his like thriller, bringing everybody up, and then like the one smug, like, oh, I fucking got you, Jon Snow. What's up, bitch?
Nah, but here's the other thing that fucking pissed me off though. He's a necromancer, right? The
I
fucking
mean,
werewolf-
it's not really clear
What-
what's going on there,
Anyway.
but
Rule of thumb: if I'm the White King and I take a big old fucking dagger in the ding dong, and I die, my entire army disappears, right?
Yes.
Why the fuck would I ever put myself in a position to get ding-donged?
He wanted
You know
it.
what I mean?
He wanted to deal with it personally, right? It was his arrogance that was his downfall.
Yeah, then you
That's
just
every
make it.
piss poor villain ever.
Well, I mean, that's a
It's
bunch of
somebody else.
heroes as well. I want to point that out. People make terrible decisions all the time.
Winter's coming, and there goes bye.
I gotta say, the people who came out the worst out of that whole situation, the Night King's army, were his generals. Like, we kept seeing these really badass generals. They rode on horses. They stood at a distance. They were unemotional. They looked really cool. But then they just didn't do anything.
No.
They literally
send your
never did a
generals in.
single thing.
Send your generals in to pick up the wheelchair kid, right? And then you're good. Like,
As silly as some of the tactics were, like as far as the battle went, I thought that visually it was really cool when
Yeah, it
like,
was fucking amazing.
when the Dothraki went out there with
Yeah,
their
the flame going out. I was
and
like,
then you
yeah,
see
this
it
is
slow-
awesome. And then it
but
went
then,
out, and I
like,
was like,
yeah,
oh shit.
it slowly
Oh, this is a
peters
very
out,
Game
and
of Thrones.
you're-
Like, I
yeah.
stopped the episode halfway through because I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta get a
Yeah.
drink. I can't fucking handle this. Like, everyone is dying.
Yeah.
Everyone's dying, and all these people I've been watching for years are dead.
It was
I
good
just
shit.
want to say I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones, but I did read a synopsis of the final episode, and even I was disappointed.
It
all right?
was just. We're not gonna talk about that. We'd be here all night.
you know,
Okay.
there's a really good interview with what's the guy's name who plays the midget? I forget his name now.
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, there's a fucking
He looks like he's a hostage. He's like,
yeah.
they are the best writers in all of television.
It's not that. It's there was a interview with him where he's dressed up as his character, and he's like, yeah, and then they put the women and children in the crypts with all the dead people.
Yeah. So many parts of that strategy were really bad. You know, speaking of really bad strategy, my other show that I'll be launching in the next 2 months or so is a Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory plus the Warhammer 40k War Game combination show. Atomic, I know that you're interested. I saw you trying to sniff my butt about that show. I'm waiting to hear back from one more person, and if he says no, we'll talk.
Oh shit! You're the backseater. You're gonna be pulled up into the big leagues.
He's
Yeah,
on this
I got it.
show. This show is the big leagues.
I don't
Really,
know,
Dave?
Warhammer is the big leagues, man.
BattleTech is the
That's
big
some
leagues right
chicken.
now. Like, if I can get out of BattleTech,
Yeah, say that's what I'm saying. The Warhammer is the big leagues for Atomikspoon.
all right. Understandably, he likes.
I've never seen
Warhammer.
anyone do like the whole with Warhammer books.
Oh, really? Because I did it the other day. I had like 5 of them, and I couldn't even hold them in place. My arms were shaking because they weigh like 100 pounds.
I have 4 books for one fucking army.
My God, that's so bad. So bad. Man, I'm pretty sure I still have my core rulebook right here within arm's reach because I got games all weekend. I got like 4 matches or something.
I got the Imperial Armor Chaos, Force of Chaos the other day, because, you know, you got to have units that are worth like 500 points a piece.
Yeah, why not? You got to be able to take down Bobby G by stomping on him, squash his ass.
Warlord Titan's got 70 wounds.
Warlord Titan. So I don't know if you guys know who In Control is, Jeff Robinson,
Yes!
but he's
My
he's
man.
actually the last person I'm waiting to hear back from.
Dude,
I'm suspecting he's probably gonna not even answer because
he's probably too busy playing actual
yeah,
tournaments.
I know we're on different levels as well. But like he's like, come look at this Titan. Like years ago, he was like, I'm gonna get a Titan. Come look at it. It's like half as tall as he is, and it took someone like 4 months to paint the thing. He's like, yeah, I paid like $2,000 to get it painted, but I really feel it was worth it. It's an entire army by itself. It's like these assistants lifting it to put it up on the table.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. This is a game where people have hundreds of miniatures, and he's like, I just have one really big one.
No, that's a game where you have one really big one supported by hundreds of little ones. That's Apocalypse games right there. You're talking like 20,000, 25,000 points per player.
All right, let's do intros now. You know, Dave, let's start with you. How's it going?
Good, man. I am working my way through some business contracts right now. So without saying anything, without breaking any NDAs, I'm signing 2 new games to the work. I'm also getting a 3rd one made, and it's a board game to digital game from the original license holder of the board game, and getting another game built. So I got a lot of shit going on at work at the moment. And on top of that, in like a month or less than that, we're going to be releasing 2 new games on the Switch. Lots of stuff to do. And other than that, yeah, nothing, man. Just chilling stuff, you know.
Trying to think of what board game this could be. Most of the board games I know have already been moved to the digital format.
Yeah, all I'll say is that it's a very well-renowned war game.
Monopoly?
Monopoly's not a war game.
Got it.
I knew it.
Axis and Allies already has a fuck ton of ports. Risk has a fuck ton of ports.
Flames of War needs one.
Warhammer Jenga, all the pieces are really spiky.
Even if you guess it, I wouldn't tell you what it is. So
that's fine. I mean, I just want to get a guess right, you know.
Until we nail down the actual contract and stuff like that. So
look, I just want to go back and be like, haha, I fucking got it right, motherfucker. Then I'll zoom in on your face when I made the correct guess and be like, look at that. That's Dave's tell. I'm going to remember this forever.
Yeah, my tell is...
That's really obvious.
But is he lying? I don't know.
I mean, making that kind of face, I'm just
the trick
fucking
is
don't know.
Like that. It's fine.
Got anything else going on, Dave?
Nah, man, just pretty much that. I was told today, it's like, so yeah, you have 40 days of vacation you have to use, and I'm like, so I don't know. Maybe I'll disappear for.
You gotta do that thing where you line your vacation up with other holidays so that you just have one unbroken stream.
40 days of holidays, man. I wouldn't even know what the fuck to do with myself anymore.
There's a thing that federal contractors do where you take post-Thanksgiving all the way through New Year's off. And so government offices are literally filled only with essential personnel and people who are too new to have holidays off. And that's it. Nothing gets done in December.
That's the circle of life, man.
The circle of life.
Yeah, you know, someone in that span of 4 months will rise up and become your job, and then you're slowly phased out. And then
that's not how federal contracting works, unfortunately.
That's how I would make my way up the circuit.
Well,
anyway.
You have never worked for the U.S. government.
Brian, how are you? Let's do your introduction.
I am fantastic. I spent about a week and a half in Italy, which was amazing. Much like Arthur, I did not look at news or have any idea what was going on, and was sorely disappointed when I came back and looked at what was going on in the world. But it was pretty amazing, and actually a buddy of mine that went with me, we ate some street food there that we've never had in the U.S., and we're actually doing recipe testing to try.
What was it?
Deep fried pizza.
Yep. Spot on. Could have got that shit in New York City.
It's yeah, I'm sure they do. There's lots of Italians up there. Yeah, it almost looks like a deep fried calzone.
Yep.
And it's incredible. And people, I live in the South, people will lose their shit over it, we think. So we're gonna.
You have to begin from the beginning, though, Spootnik. If you're doing recipes, allow me to throw this one at you. do not use traditional tomato sauces or tomato paste or pizza sauces. If you want to make a good pizza, you must start with the most basic, salsa.
Salsa?
You turn salsa into pizza sauce very easily.
No.
Trust me, extremely flavorful.
That sounds not right at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, maybe if I was making like a Mexican style pizza.
No. You don't put salsa on Mexican style pizza anyway.
You put Italian tomato
Put
sauce
tequila.
on it.
Man, all these salsa pizza haters. I'm telling you, man, that's how the best New York City pizza joints make their salsa.
What?
To make their sauce. You start with salsa, right? It's not like you literally put salsa on a pizza. You have to boil it down a little bit. You have to remove all the moisture, but then you end up with this really delicious, flavorful leftover vegetable mix that you smash in with some tomatoes.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Okay.
I just took a can of whole tomatoes and put them in a blender and blended it up, and it was delicious.
Okay. All right. I'm not saying it's bad, but look, man, that's a very traditional, easy way to get things done. But I'm telling you the best way you can get it done.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll try that on something that I make for just myself, and we'll see.
All right.
I've never heard of that, though. I'll have to
You
give
can
it a try.
Google it. It's a thing. I'm telling you.
I'll have to give it a try. But we're also going to do, since it's the South, and my partner in this, he, as am I, but he's much better at it, smokes his own meats and everything. So we'll probably do like a barbecue style one. But it was interesting because when we were over there, they only had two flavors, and it was either salami or crackling, like pigskin. That was it.
What?
Fucking delicious. Yes. It's so good. So good.
So one is a meat and one is just back fat.
Yeah. But, I mean, so we were able to buy 3 of those pizzas and 3 beers, and we only spent €15, which is insanely cheap. And I know that we can sell it for way more back here in South Carolina. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do well enough that I can quit my job.
Yeah.
Selling back fat.
That's right. That's right. Going to festivals and events and farmers markets.
Back fat salsa
Selling
pizza.
deep fried salsa back fat pizza.
There you go.
Bacon. You gotta get that bacon fat, man. That's the good shit. I don't know why you're laughing. That is the good shit, man.
I know it is.
Yeah, see? People who've never had bacon fat anything have no idea what they're missing out on.
Well,
Bacon
they're
fat
missing
doesn't
out.
even taste that much like bacon. It just makes everything taste better. It's like salt.
It does actually have a very high salt content.
Yeah, well, yeah. I assume that it's when it's made from something that's literally encased in salt.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, you know, you add salt to just about anything, it'll make anything taste better.
I save all my bacon fat. It's in a jar in the fridge.
We use a cheesecloth in order to sift it out. No,
Nah, I just pour it into it.
really? You don't get
I
that.
just poured it into my mouth.
I mean, I guess it's fine as long as you use it quickly. But if you don't sift out the bacony parts, it'll go bad after. Well, it'll go rancid.
I've never had that problem.
All right. Okay. All right. I mean, it's possible.
Motherfucker uses a lot of bacon fat, my man. Come on.
Look at me.
Do I look like a guy who doesn't like
Do I
bacon
look
fat?
like a guy that throws his bacon fat away? No.
Stop using beer oil. Just slap on the bacon.
Oh, yeah. Gives it a nice sheen and smell.
Hmm.
And if you ever fall
Dogs
forward, you know,
and women love me.
Well,
If you ever
I don't know
fall
if you
forward,
guys know, but you can get
meat
tactical
explodes.
bacon now. It's literally just cans of bacon where you rip the top off and you throw it away and bacon comes out.
Mhm.
It's like bacon grenades.
It's not very good.
Well, you know, I mean, the best bacon is cooked in a weave in an oven. Everything from there is just a step down to tactical bacon.
Yeah.
Brian, who do you want to throw the next intro to?
I'm gonna throw the ball above me. It's a drummer.
That's Drumurboy.
Okay, got it.
We should really get the same ball, right? And then just like hand it through the camera
sick.
sometime.
That'd be so
Yeah,
cool.
I'll make this happen. Don't
barely
worry.
Get the camera order right. How the fuck are we supposed to do that?
I'll just drop it, and then Atomic would catch a ball. You know,
It like bounces off of his head.
No, you do that thing where he takes the ball, right, in an arm and throws it above himself off camera, and then it falls down on camera.
We just
Obviously,
have to
we can do
find
this.
one on Amazon that's like available on Amazon US and Canada, so we could all get this.
And Poland, Amazon,
And
Poland. Look,
Yeah,
we'll
so
work
like
on
a
this, right?
nondescript red ball, or
And I'll
whatever.
wait like 10 episodes for it to happen so everyone forgets we had this conversation in the audience. And then it'll happen and they'll be like, oh my God, that was so cool. I can't believe they spent all that time setting up a 10-second bit.
Yeah.
Hey, P, hand me that 40K rulebook.
I mean, we actually could do that. You mean this 40K rulebook, right? Oh, no. Okay, ready? Ready? I'm going to hand it to you. All right, here you go.
Oh my god.
We'll practice on that. If we did it faster, it'd actually look really good.
Magic.
Anyway, Drumurboy, speaking of magic, how's your music making going?
Music making has been slow, but I've just finished a new sound pack that will be out next month sometime.
Oh, shit.
So look out for that on Nerd or Die. And now I'm hardcore into the next Court of Swords tune, which is going to be fun to do.
Cool,
Because
cool.
they're in like an opposite land right now. There's like the Shadow of Creation Void Court thing. So trying to figure out conceptually what that'll sound like.
Yeah, I saw the new cast list.
who's on it now?
They got a new cast for Far Verona. It's,
Oh, yeah. That must be what it was for.
It's DJ
Yep.
Wheat, Havana Rama, Mark Holmes, Humes from High Rollers, and oh fuck, who's the other one?
Me.
Elspeth Eastman.
I mean, look, I have to tell you, I believe that Dark Heresy, Swan Song, and Mirror Shades was like the golden age of roleplay. And so seeing DJ Wheat back is fucking amazing.
I'm glad to see DJ Wheat back.
Yeah, man. DJ Wheat is, I don't know why he ever left. He's fucking so cool.
Well, he was like, what, Twitch Studios director for a long time, so he didn't have any fucking time. Now he's moving back to Nebraska and taking on a new role at Twitch that he can do remotely. So then he'll have more time to do this stuff. Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to be doing that. And the new package should be out early next month sometime. And it is video game themed, like very nostalgia themed. So it might not be everyone's bag.
Sonic sound effects. Lots of Sonic sound effects.
Hey, in that direction, you're not far off.
Yeah.
So if you like retro sounds and stuff like that, and that will fit your stream, then pick it up.
I do like retro sounds. I also like Nerd or Die. I just bought their latest package.
Oh, stealth.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my new background is based off of.
Oh yeah, I saw that somewhere before. They also have another one that's kind of similar called Arcade Pop, which is a little bit
Interesting. I don't have that one yet.
yeah.
I think I need to branch out and just buy a whole bunch of animated overlay stuff so I can get some really unique
Yeah. If you have
tabletop RPG.
if you have Streamlabs OBS,
I do not.
okay. Because they have an app on there called Advanced Overlay Maker that has like a library of stuff that you can just kind of like modularly piece together your own shit.
Yep.
Was that Streamlabs?
Yeah, Streamlabs
Streamlabs
OBS is a very resource-intensive version of OBS Studio that directly connects to like OBS alerts and has like pre-made overlay stuff that you can fit together. And if you buy things on Nerd or Die, it'll automatically upload into Streamlabs.
Yeah, it takes it's OBS, but with the Streamlabs like web stuff just in a wrapper in the client.
It's like super easy to add that shit in. Like,
Yeah, so I mean, it's mostly geared towards either people who don't have a lot of time or new streamers.
Well, it also does like the auto backup is really nice, so it automatically backs all your shit up to the the cloud thing, and so
it's just very resource intensive compared to
if you're
regular
already
OBS.
using both. This is just an all-in-one. It just saves you time and whatever because it's just all in one thing. So I mean, I use both as is. It's no different, but it just saves you time and whatever.
Yeah. And with like the Nerd or Die stuff, it's a one-click add to Streamlabs OBS. They could just have like a profile that you click on after you've bought it, and it'll do all the work for you, rather than having to log into the web portal of Streamlabs and do all that shit yourself.
Cool.
I basically use Streamlabs just because it's like all in one spot, so I can have chat, events, my preview, and all my Mixer stuff right in one window, which is nice.
I mean, even though it is super easy to set that stuff up, I liked that when I added, because I don't remember which one I use. It's like the orange. I'd have to look at it, but I like that. It might be uplink, whatever. But I like that when it adds it, it auto breaks everything down into folders. So I don't have to sit there and be like, okay, make a folder for this, drag this, whatever. Yeah, is it easy? It's just time consuming and a pain in the ass. It's just from a organization perspective, it's just really convenient.
Yeah. So I'm part of that. So if that sounds interesting to you at all, you can go check it out if you're a streamer yourself. And
that's nerdordie.com, right?
nerdordie.com. And my packages are Voice UI and Pretty Sprites, and then the new one coming up soon.
Which one, Predator? Didn't you do the Predator sound?
I did sound design for Predator, Electrolyte, Prestige. They're like Call of Duty Modern one. A bunch of them. But like as far as my packages go, just like stuff that is just me, that's Voice UI and Pretty Sprites, which is a robot voice doing the follower and subscribe stuff for you in like different character and flavor ways. And then Pretty Sprites is a NES kind of retro gaming 8-bit sounds. There's about 35 of them, I think. Lots of variety.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we sold out for you really good.
Yeah. Speaking of Twitch Prime, do the thing. Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, drop it right here. Yeah.
I was really hoping that Spoot would have passed it to me. So I go, speaking of things that are full of salt, but
True.
As long as we're talking about Twitch Prime, I want to interrupt before we go to Atomic, because technically Drummer has to pass it to Atomic. I want to say, yeah, we could talk about Twitch Prime or Patreon a day, but what I really want to talk about is YouTube. My new end of the year goal is to have more YouTube subscribers than I have YouTube videos, and I'm at like 50% right now, and that's not a good ratio. A lot more. Well, when I first started streaming, right, it was optimal on YouTube to have lots of 15-minute videos, exactly 15 minutes for advertising purposes. So I would have a 4-hour episode that broke down in like 8, 10, 12 parts. And I ended up with a lot of videos in the early shit. So.
Oh, yeah.
What's your YouTube channel?
YouTube.com/APGamingREAL, my friend.
WV Polar Bear.
Well, yeah, that's my YouTube name. Yeah. What do you got, Drumurboy? I see you excited.
I'm just about to finish up BioShock 2.
I know.
Which
I've been watching you carry little girls around and letting them eat dead corpses and shit.
Yeah, that game is like, it's different, but it's like, it's not bad. Like the people that kind of hated it, I don't understand the hate. I don't see it.
I thought it was too similar to the first one.
It's been long. I think maybe it's just because like I'm playing 2 after I've already played Infinite and all of like the years after Infinite. So going back to Rapture for me is actually like, hey, okay. Only problem is if you're going to play BioShock 2, do not play the Enhanced Edition, because whoever ported that game did it very poorly because it's unstable as fuck. I actually rage quit my stream on Sunday because it crashed right at the end boss and then sent me back half an hour and then immediately crashed again. So I just quit right there. I'll finish it up this weekend, but that was just, I had enough.
Would you kindly finish the game?
Wow, Dave.
I wish
wow.
they kindly finish the game.
Wow. What's great is that no one realizes is that is a spoiler right there.
That's why I glossed over it.
You would have been fine not saying anything. Whatever, Arthur. That's cool.
Anyway, Bioshock 2 is cool. Just don't play the enhanced edition because it crashes a lot.
Okay.
Atomic, what's up?
I've been working on 40K stuff. I got a bow again, so I've been getting back into shooting the old recurve.
You mean a real bow?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
all right.
bow. That's what
It wasn't clear to me. I was like, I don't know any units that use a bow on 40K,
No.
but maybe it's like a Eldar thing.
No. I went and got another recurve because I used to shoot when I was a kid. I would shoot longbow, not like any, just because I learned to do it in the Boy Scouts, and then I just continued doing it, and then it started moving as a whole thing. So I went and got another recurve bow. It's a really nice one. Just like an entry level one, but it's got changeable arms. So like as I get back into it, I can scale back up to like the higher weights and stuff. Got a target, got stands all set up in the backyard and all that sort of stuff. So I've been getting back into that. I've gone to the gun range twice, like in the past 2 weeks.
Shit, I haven't gone to a gun range in like 2 years. I keep talking about it.
There's like a really nice one. There's run by the county here. It's like $10, and like the range RSOs are all good guys and everything else. And it's like really well maintained and stuff, and it's really well done. And it's like $10 for the day. You can leave, go get lunch, come back, and
Wow.
as long as like you're
That's so much better than here. Everything is garbage. It's full of trash. They never clean the shells out.
Well, there's some, like Arizona has that problem too. I think Arizona has more public gun ranges, but this one's like, I mean, this one's in county lines. I mean, it's on the outskirts, but this isn't just like in the middle of nowhere. Like this one's, there's 12 RSOs. There's like, it's fenced off. It's pretty nice. They have like, you shoot for 15 minutes and then there's like a 10-minute break, and there's big buzzers and whatever. And I mean, it's real nice. And it's like 10 minutes from here. So, and it's, even though it's outdoors, it's covered and it's got these huge fans. So, and the land is really flat. So there's a nice breeze coming in. That's the one redeeming thing about Florida is it's flat. So even though it was like 90, 95 degree heat index, it was nice breeze. It wasn't that bad. So yeah, I was there Mother's Day weekend because I was like, hey, Mother's Day weekend, it'll be almost empty. Wrong.
So jealous of this fucking shooting range, man. Everything you're saying is like way better than the shit I have around here.
The ones up in the Northeast are not very great. New Hampshire has a couple of good ones, but other than that, you're kind of just hosed for that. But
I mean, one of our firearms sellers set their garage on fire and fucking rounds were going off. And
I remember hearing about that.
what do you call them? The firemen. The firemen were like, yeah, we're not going near a garage that's firing bullets off.
I mean, it's one of those things that technically you'd be fairly safe, but it's just no.
If you died from that, it would be the dumbest shit in the world. If they're a bullet hit you at an extremely low speed because it wasn't fired out of a gun, but instead it was like a piece of popcorn.
Yeah, well, they literally just break apart. Like I think Hickok 45 has, he puts a 9mm round in a frying pan just to show, and they just pop open like firecrackers. I mean, you wouldn't want to hold it in your hand, but yeah, no, I get, it's just like fuck that, nope. But yeah, I think it was some guys who were running a gun store out of their basement or some shit.
But yeah, well, I mean, it was a bunch of police officers, former armorers, and military vets that ran a gun store out of their basement, and then whatever they were keeping in their fucking garage set on fire.
Getting really crazy with the marketing for Far Cry 6.
Has Far Cry 6 been announced?
I don't think so.
God, 5 was so bad. Fucking hated it.
It's just a meme.
Yeah, it was just memes. I mean, New Dawn.
I mean, there were some really great parts to 5, but then like the ending was literally a goddamn nightmare. I was like, I hate this. I hate every part of it.
Yeah.
I thought the ending was probably one of the more better bits. I hated the fact that the weapons were like, okay, shovel, cool, let's go.
Although there's still something that was always incredibly just so satisfying about just a big beefy armored dude just shovel and just stick him in this just.
What is this shovel shit? I never used the shovel the whole game.
You could get a shovel and you could throw it and it would just shank people. So you could just pin people, like it would just impale people with just tactical shovels.
Okay, I never did any of this shovel shit. I'd had like a fucking very nice rifle.
New Dawn. Yeah.
Everyone was just like, you can do multiplayer stuff. And I remember gassing Mexican and like the streamers that he that he runs with, they were playing one day, and one guy, every time someone would talk to an NPC, he would just nail them with a shovel from like 30 feet away. They're just talking, just like, "Hey, buddy, how's it?" Bing.
I'll try and post in Discord later. I have a clip of me finding out that you could chuck because you can get the shields, shield in a one-hander. You can Captain America the shields, and I hit a guy in the crotch with it and killed him. Just, it makes that doing noise when you do it. I lost my shit. It was the best thing.
Blood Dragon 2, man.
I would love.
Oh my goodness, Vietnam War 2. Like the fucking Blood Dragon intro was so wild.
Yeah, Blood Dragon was great. 2 and 3 are still the best ones in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't really liked one since 3. 3 was the last good one.
The villain in 3 was the best villain in all.
Oh, is that the one with Vaz, the insane guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I liked him, but I also really like the one that takes place in like India, Pakistan area.
Far Cry 4.
Oh yeah,
4? Yeah, I actually really like that one.
Oh yeah, I like the villain. There was some. I mean, I don't know. It just.
Yeah, if we're talking about Far Cry, the best Far Cry is 2.
Man, everybody's up here with all these different Far Cry likes. All right.
Far Cry 2. Grenades roll downhill. You had people that would revive you and be your friend, and then they could die, and then you were like, "No, my friend." It was actually good, meaningful game, except for the fact that the pacing was fucked up. Everything else was good. Yeah.
In 3, the really great part was towards the final arc, where you're like getting your friends off the island, and they're like, "Why are you such a savage psychopathic killer now?" And I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, I guess this character has really become that." Okay, all right.
It was
Let's just
literally
embrace it.
whitewashing the video game. It was amazing.
Yeah. I was so annoyed about that whole conversation because it's like like after you rescue all of them from certain death, then they're like, "Man, you've changed." No shit. How do you think I saved all your asses? Like, really? You're gonna like give the guy shit for doing what he needed to do to save your life, all of your lives? It's like, come on. That just felt like
It was a little more than that, dude. He saved their lives, but also he like
Mercilessly tormented people.
He started seeing himself as like the tribe's god and shit
Yeah,
like that.
man, he was like doing drugs and shit. The priestess was just like, "You're a great warrior soul," and I was like, "Uh-oh, is this guy really buying into this shit?" Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had tattoos that gave me supernatural abilities, I might buy into it as well.
Okay. That was the drugs, though.
That was
Probably.
the drugs.
The plot armor drugs.
I mean, that was the best part of Far Cry 4 is all of the drug stages where you went into the fucking Shiva warrior area and people were trying to kill you with swords.
The best part of Far Cry 4 is if you didn't get up from the fucking table.
Oh,
and you just
well,
had
I mean, you have to sit there for like a half an hour, but yeah.
It's 15 minutes, but
Okay.
I love that. I went up because I started the game. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go get a drink, and I come back. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then there's just credits. I was like, wait, what? I was so confused.
Man.
So yeah, role-playing games. Remember those things?
Yeah. I do.
Let's do a dungeon. Let's do a dank dungo.
Does anyone remember what happened last time?
We ambushed the lizard dude and killed the shit out of him and like
Fuck the shit out of him. Yes, that's right.
we went
It
back.
was one surprise round, wasn't it? And then that was that.
We got the traitor alive and access back to the town.
Mm-hmm.
We met up with what's his face, one of Black's lackeys,
Oh yeah, the guy in the medicine library or whatever.
Yeah. And then
And then I had a conversation with my god, and he was all like, "Yo, there's like an undead army swarm rolling on deep."
Yeah.
He's not your god. He's your god intermediary.
He's my handler.
Yeah, he's your
You
handler.
remember Rorik? Yeah, he done fucked up.
God's fixer.
Yeah.
He's this God's bitch.
And we all did merrymaking except for I think
The nerds.
Atomic and
No, I mean they still spent the week
Drumurboy.
merrymaking, right? Like they spent the week chilling out and doing what they wanted to.
Okay.
In the library, we found a book by an elf, Flurry the Elder. It was involved with creation of humans. They basically thought they were plague rats, biological warfare. Reference to the Land and Sands, the Elven flag stuff. And that's all I wrote down, I think.
Oh, you found out some stuff about the cave we're gonna go into, or the dungeon, or whatever.
Yeah, that was from the Elven flags. There was like an inscription or whatever.
So, the day we... Oh, by the way, everyone can take D&D inspiration.
Ooh,
I mean, you completed a major story arc last time.
Feel so inspired.
Okay, well, I'm inspired by your, sing-songingness.
That's right.
Take another one, but you only have one, so there you go.
Double inspired.
Your week has ended. It is the 32nd of the month of wet. Oh, there are only 4 months, so... it's rumored that there will be almost 2 or 3 more days before the next storm rolls through. As you are eating breakfast at whatever tavern you call home for the day, there's rumors of a dark force amassing on the western edge of the prefectories of the dwarves, that the dwarves are holding the line, preventing the main force of the undead from traveling through the main tunnelways, that dwarven griffin riders are in the mountains hunting down stray undead that might enter through caves. But more importantly, people are celebrating, which is rather unusual. They don't highly regard the monarchy around here, but they're celebrating the monarchy's first princess, called the Princess of the Rose, for having faced Rorik the Necromancer in battle and having injured him and destroyed much of his forces and slain many of his generals. So it sounds like even though the capital is on the verge of falling, at the very least, she might have bought some time.
I'm gonna write that down. Princess of the Rose, you said, yeah?
Yep.
Do you want to
She's the
link to
first
the
princess of the monarchy.
Yeah, please. That'd be good. Yeah.
I just set up.
And she's through Magna, or?
Yes, she's from Magnar. I mean, do you go over and talk to somebody about this?
Yeah, actually, I will. It would be nice to know more information.
So it's 2 lizard folk and a dwarf, and they both like turn and nod towards you and take a look at your white armband. They of course have like gray armbands with a gold strip through them, and they say, "Ah, welcome, traveler.
Hello.
You're curious about the news from afar."
Yes, this you mentioned. I couldn't help but overhear something about a princess of the Rose.
Yes, the first princess, Vidalia Magnar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can you just tell me more about what she did to?
I heard from a friend of a friend, but it has long been rumored that she is perhaps one of the strongest combatants in this age. She is capable of generating walls of fire, calling down mighty meteors from the sky, and generally just setting ablaze everything in her local area. Many have tried to win her hand, as she has said that she cannot marry any but one who is at least strong enough to defeat her, and many are left either crippled or dead in her wake as flaming corpses. It would seem her time on the battlefields against the Dark Lord have served her well. For now, she fights for the survival of all of us, I suppose. Who thought I'd be raising a drink to the first princess? And he like raises a cup of milk, and everybody else at the table does so as well.
You said that she injured the necromancer.
Ah, yes, Reardon. Yes, the necromancer Reardon. Apparently, he and his men, Glemon, and some other fool named Rorik. Right, whatever. Just to be clear, he's talking about Glimo, Aardvark, and Rorik. He just doesn't.
I recognize Glimo's name anywhere.
He doesn't actually say Glimo.
What was the necromancer's name again?
The necromancer's name is Rorik. So just to remind you, these guys don't speak the common language often. It's not one of their base languages. They speak their own language called Eastall. So this conversation with you might not be entirely accurate.
Okay.
And he's just like, yes, his villainous subordinates were defeated in a blazing flame, and he was forced back during a sword duel.
Just see a shot of like Spooty's hands holding the coin and like a tear falling onto it.
It's so hard without you.
In the arms of the angels.
So, you're saying that the necromancer was harmed by normal means?
The first princess's fire magic is very strong. She might even have some artifact weaponry or even something stronger than that. It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Truly, she is no normal combatant. So,
and before all this war broke out, you mentioned that she was often dueled for her hand in marriage. Is that right?
oh yes, every year on her birthday. Just a few days ago,
when-
actually.
Okay. Can you give us a date for that?
Oh yeah, 25th of Wet. It's very famous. Several of our strongest champions head out from our area around the turn of the year.
Kelly's
Monks,
like, do you have her number?
Clerics.
Is that a thing?
You forget Kelly's into the fairer sex. Dueling date. Okay. Also birthday. Okay, cool. Because that might give us the best opportunity to maybe potentially enlist her aid in fighting an undead scourge. So,
Well, if you're still fighting the undead scourge around next year, we've got a lot of problems.
Yes, well, sure. I just said, thank you very much for the information, friend. Enjoy your milk.
All three of them raise their glass of milk again.
All right. Well, I mean, any other rumors?
Do you want to take some time to pick up on rumors?
I don't think so. Actually, I think we'll be okay for the time
Okay.
being.
I think I just want to stop by. What's his name? Tong
Sang Wei? Yep.
I'll stop by his abode.
Who's going with you? Is anyone going with you?
I don't know.
I can go with you if you want. It's no problem.
I was just going to like thank him for his hospitality and just mention we're going to the line in the desert.
All right. It takes you some time to get in, right? Because it's been a week, you know. You did a lot of stuff coming in and out. People no longer expect you to meet with him immediately. They know that you come in and go like behind him to get to the library. So there's some advisors he's speaking with in the morning. There's a lot of people hauling material in and out of his hall. So I mean, it's not like a super huge hall, right? It's like a government office with only a few rooms, and people are like putting down raw iron bars and just leaving them like in the hall, and then other people are coming in and taking them out. Tong Sang Wei appears to be redirecting all of the people, making sure everything's going to where it's supposed to. After a few minutes of that, he waves you over to the throne and sits down and says, Daka Zavia, yes?
Mr. Sangwei, do we have a
Lord Tong Sang Wei.
Lord Tong Sangwei, we'd just like to thank you for your hospitality. We'll be heading out to the line in the sands soon.
Is there some business that you have out there?
We were visited by a sorcerer, a vision. I don't know what to call him, but he mentioned some information there that might be helpful to our cause and our curse. So
I
let me
see.
check it out.
I hope that your travels go well. If you are going into the desert, I would suggest that you acquire provisions, food, water, whatever you need in order to get there and back, for you will find little in the desert.
That's
Perhaps you
actually
might
what I
find
was-
a guide.
That's actually what I was coming to you about. Have you seen Axis around?
Ever since you completed your task with Exus, he has resumed what I assume to be his normal lifestyle of traveling up and down the river. I can direct you to his son and daughter if you would like to speak to them. They have been given permission to marry. Not each other. Just and have children. Again, not with each other.
Let me clarify real quickly.
Just from the way I phrased it, I was like, well, that was pretty bad. It sounds bad.
I also like the idea that meeting happened as well. It's like, we'd like permission to marry, just not each other, other people, and children. Just not each other, other people, please.
The person behind the desk is like, okay, stamps a piece of paper.
He's about to stamp it with the incest one. It's like, oh, not incest. Okay, sorry. This one, then I got it.
Excuse me, our baby license says incest. We ordered non-incest.
I'm sorry, you can't revoke it. It's
It says your
incest
house
only.
name is Lannister right here.
Yeah. Anyway, well, Exus like seemed to be getting the hang of like traveling
crazy
with us
shit.
anyway. Yeah.
Shanking bitches.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to try to find Exus then?
Yeah.
How much time do you want to invest in this?
Maybe like go to his house and just see if it takes more than half a day or whatever.
Okay. So Exus's family lives just a few miles downstream, so it's the direction you're going anyway. You can catch a boat and get there in like less than an hour.
Cool, let's do that.
Right? The four of you travel together.
Yeah.
Right? You gather up all of your stuff and you travel downstream. Exus is not present, but his son appears to be making preparations. He's hanging out white cloths everywhere. People are coming into his house with like food and gifts, and he's just like, the four of you, I'm sorry, I don't know who you're with.
Tong Sen Wei.
Oh, my apologies. I did not know that you worked with Lord Tong Sang Wei. What can my humble family be of service to the Lord with?
They were looking for your father.
Exus. I have not seen him since he returned. I got permission to marry, and we are preparing to have the ceremony.
Yeah, not your sister. We got that.
Why would I marry my sister? Is that something they do in Western lands?
Tong Sang Wei has a particular way of phrasing things that are quite peculiar.
The common language of your Western folk is not one that we speak well. Perhaps it was a translation idiosyncrasy.
Lost in translation?
There is a chance that you could find my father if you continue traveling eastwardly. Maybe if you spoke with some of the other boatmen.
Is there a common boathouse that they hang out at?
No, just anyone that you speak with, perhaps even the one who brought you here.
When is he expected back at this domicile?
There are times where I do not see him for months.
Wait, so he hasn't been seen since we got back, so he hasn't been seen for a week?
Yeah. By his family? Yeah.
I
mean, I want to remind you, he picked you guys up at one end of the Empire, and it took you over a week to get down to this end.
Yeah, he just said there's times when he doesn't see him for months at a time. So that's, I mean, a week is nothing.
Yeah.
So make a charisma saving throw real quick, Daka. See if you can find Exos. I'm interested.
15.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You travel along the river, and just when you're about to have given up hope, you see Exos like arriving. He's wearing an all-white robe. He's got on a very wide, sun-brimmed, corn-woven hat. Right, like it's like old corn husks that have been turned into hat brim. And he's smiling, perhaps for the first time you've ever seen him. And he steps off of his boat after tying it up to a post. And he's just like, my friends, welcome. Come this way. My son is getting married this afternoon. It is thanks to you.
This afternoon, this soon.
Guys, he has been waiting to get married for some time. With your help, I was able to convince Lord Tong Sang Wei to allow him to get married. And his sister as well. She is also getting married.
but no, but not. Yeah.
Why would they get
Yeah.
married?
It was a point of clarification that Tong Sing Wei had to make. So
I see.
Idiosyncrasies of an uncommon language.
That does sound as if it could be a problem in this Westalize.
Worm with an O, worm with a Y, that situation, you know.
Or
I mean,
how
we're
you can
cool,
pronounce the
but-
word ought in 4 different ways.
We're cool, but we're not cool with some things.
He just laughs and says, indeed, we are also not cool with those things.
That's good.
Well, I was just about to ask if you'd like to accompany us to the line in the desert, but it seems you're busy.
If you can at least wait for several hours until this marriage ceremony ends, I would be honored to attend with you. I think our arrangement this time around might be slightly different than last time.
Oh, I assume so.
Last time I had chosen to travel with you with the promise of reward from someone, and perhaps a share of the treasure, or if you are going on behalf of Lord Tong Sang Wei, perhaps another favor from him. But all of this can be discussed later, after the wedding's reception. There will be good food. Have you ever had rice pudding before? It is made
you
with...
make a dessert out of rice.
Oh, you can make anything out of rice, my friend. But this is an excellent dessert.
I think Daka again rice isn't a normal diet of tieflings in the mountains. I don't think. It's like nope.
You should try it. Try it. Milk, sugar, salt, rice, egg. We like to put in some seasoning sometimes. It's excellent.
So, do you think we should wait, or do you think we should press on?
Do we know roughly what time of day it is?
I mean, it's slightly after morning. It's not even noon yet.
I mean,
My friends, surely you have time to see my son get married.
And
We have
your
saved
daughter?
each other's
I mean,
lives.
we have to gather supplies and everything anyway. So I mean, we could do this wedding thing, gather supplies, and then leave in the morning, or sometime after that.
Excellent,
Well,
excellent.
We can party real hard and use that special power we got from the Sand Wizard.
That's right.
after drinking his spittle when he didn't have to.
Oh my god, I love that guy. I love that Daka's the only one who even questioned it. Everyone else is just like, I add my spittle to it.
Friggin' no, dude, you just
Okay, so Exus goes on his way to, keep his son getting married. Around here, you know that there's no normal saleable goods because everything is handled by your station in life. But you do know that black markets pop up, and perhaps you could get some food sellers to toss you some things in exchange for some under the table coinage. What kind of supplies are you looking for, and how do you want to go about finding them?
What did we get? Did we loot the dude?
Which dude?
We got a trident, and that's about it. I think.
I think we had to give we gave the trident the head up.
That's right. We did give the trident.
You didn't have to give the trident; you just gave it as a gift.
Well, it was like a whole burying him as with the honors of a warrior or whatever.
He didn't have anything of import on him, as far as I remember.
That's correct. He didn't have a giant pile of money.
We don't have anything recent that we could barter with. So
yeah, we just have to probably hit up at Black Market and see if somebody's got some stuff, or unless anybody's got anything they could barter for.
What did those dwarves? What was their reason for not selling to us last time? They're Imperial only.
Yeah, they only did work for Tong Sim Wei or whatever. They were just straight up his smiths. They didn't actually sell anything to the public.
That's correct. I mean, that's how almost everything works around here.
Yeah, they were also in the middle of doing a massive work order or something. They didn't have time, even if they could, or something. I don't remember the exact conversation, but
no, that's pretty much exactly how it went, right? They work for the state, not private individuals. So let's talk about what you can sell to get more stuff.
We have 100 gold. And
Oh,
we
that's
have the
more than enough to
scroll
find
of
some
the
supplies.
Hound.
Yeah.
That's what we have on the group.
No, yeah,
page.
that's more than enough to get some really good stuff. what? Okay, let's figure out where you're going to get it from then. Can someone
There was
make
a
it?
black market that popped out last time.
That's
Can we
true,
do
but
that
you had
there?
Exus knowing about it and taking you there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we can ask him if he could take us there after.
Oh, sure. I mean, if
All
you
this
do,
stuff.
if you don't want to try to look for yourself, you can certainly wait for him.
Well, he said after the. I mean, I'm more than he invited us to this whole wedding shenanigans, and we're. Why not?
Hurry it up. Might hear something interesting in the meantime.
Yeah, never know. I mean, why not? Right, we're already here, and then he said afterwards he'd be happy to when we can negotiate something. I mean, why not?
Okay. If you're not looking on your own, then after a few hours, the wedding ceremony begins. It's a very simple hand-holding ceremony. It is blessed by the goddess Wellwind, and a Wellwindish cleric proceeds over the ceremony. There is a point of contention where it's asked whether anyone wishes to fight for the hand of the man or the woman. Everyone like holds their breath. I'm just checking, making sure neither of you want to interrupt the ceremony. Pretty much just looking at Dave and Atomic.
Why me? Whoa, hold up. Time out. Why are you looking at me?
Sometimes
No,
you cause sometimes you cause chaos.
Myself and Atomic stand up and we're both like, I fight for the women's, I fight for the men. Hey.
Tag team match. Yeah, no.
Cage match. Top of the tent. Cage match.
Shirts and skins. Let's go.
Briefcase match with the wedding.
You look over and the dwarf has just already gone full Jersey style, just shirts off. She's just ready to go.
A briefcase match. You open it up and $1 million is inside in $1 bills, because otherwise it wouldn't fit inside a briefcase. It would just be a pile of 20s.
Was it dodgeball where it's like $100,000 and it was just like a tiny little stack? Yeah, $100,000 is actually a much smaller stack of money than anybody ever thinks it'll be.
Yeah, no one interrupts the ceremony after everyone holds their breath. And the Wellwindish cleric splashes some water on the ground in front of the couple as they all leave, and then drowns both of them in the river real quick. And
real quick, just drowns them both. All right, now they're married.
you know, it's like a
corpses
baptism,
together.
right? You know, they just
If they float, they're allowed to have kids.
Wow, come on now, guys. You know what I mean. And yeah, they announced that Wellwind has blessed the union. And that's it. Reception breaks out. There is lots of rice-based dishes, including some very nice rice pudding that Exus keeps trying to push off on you.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll try it. I don't care. Yeah, I've eaten worse.
I mean, you're probably not eating very much better than rice pudding. I mean, rice pudding for me is like high
It's
in
no
civilization.
potato pudding, but you know, I like it.
Potato pudding? Is that a thing?
I don't know. It sounds like
It sounds like something in Polish.
I know that's right. Remember, all
Just mash up some potatoes and beets and eat it up.
You can cook them without water. So they're nice and dry.
Did you say cook them in hot water so they're dry?
No, without water.
Oh, okay.
steamed taters.
Yeah, look, my other D&D group loves Polish food, and then I come over here and Dave's like, I fucking hate Polish food. It's the worst. Borscht?
I live
What
here,
is
man.
that?
Every day. That's why you eat it every day. You know.
I fucking live here. It's different when you live here.
When you're there, you're not family.
I don't think he could be any more family. He's so family
Go
right
to a
now.
deli in Poland, and you're just like, man, I want to get some sliced meat. And they're just like, sausage? Sausage?
Sliced sausage?
Can I get
Sausage?
can I get a half pound of that? They just bring out a thing of like gelatinous, like the jelly stuff, and start cutting that.
Yeah.
Can a motherfucker get a sandwich?
Oh,
It's
man.
literally just a sausage within a larger sausage.
Yeah, it's like a double down, but just made out of just sausage.
Made out of
It's,
sausage.
it's a
Made out of
sausage
kielbasa
that's been
and just-
sliced lengthwise, and a smaller
know what
sausage
tartar
place.
is?
No.
Tartar is raw mincemeat.
Oh my god.
It's raw mincemeat with like some sauces and like stuff. And my wife fucking loves it. And every time I'm just like, I see it, I'm just like, fucking no, get that shit away from me.
It's like
I
I
don't know
could
about
cook
that.
this meat, but you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. It's like spiced meat. It's like spiced sashimi, but like beef. And I'm just like, no, thank you.
Oh, tartar, like beef tartar?
Yeah, beef tartar. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said tata.
I also thought he said tata.
Beef, that's what you say when you say goodbye to a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It turned into tartar. Yeah.
All right.
I know what tartar is.
Exus is willing to lead you out into the night market for this evening. He doesn't anticipate there being any trouble, and since there was a recent harvest, you'll probably be able to pick up food fairly easily.
Sweet.
Good deal.
So, I have several questions. Do you have anything to carry food within?
Yeah,
I have me.
we've all got packs.
Okay.
I mean,
Backpacks will work.
Is there like?
Backpacks let you carry 30 pounds of gear. So, one backpack.
well, I'm assuming we get some food or whatever, and then we can turn it into essentially rations. It's kind of like, wrap
you
it
can
up or something.
you can get rations. It's just that rations are
Or
really
that
expensive.
too. Or we can figure it. I'm sure we can carry 150 pounds worth of food between us.
So, 1 day's worth of
I'm not worried
rations for
about
one
water.
person is 5 silver pieces.
Do they not have any like carrying apparatus, like big baskets?
I mean, 5 silver pieces is
They
nothing.
do. If you want to buy anything like that, I'm just asking.
I'll probably get like a basket just in case we need to carry anything more.
True.
So you can buy like a basket can let you carry 40 pounds worth of gear.
Sick. Let's do it.
So that's 4 silver pieces, and then you'll need 5 rations a day because there's 5 of you. And that's 2.5 gold pieces a day, and it weighs 10 pounds.
I can carry that shit. That's no problem. I can put that in my backpack though.
Well, it's
so.
a 3-day travel, so you're going to
Oh.
end up needing 30 rations,
Right.
and it'll weigh 60 pounds,
I mean, we can do that.
and it'll
between
cost
us.
30 gold pieces.
We can do that between us because we got to keep in mind once we eat it, like on the way back, we're going to be carrying less because we've eaten to get there.
Right.
Yeah. So
The other
Okay,
question is
I'm
how you want to
trying-
do water, right? Because the water skin only carries 1 day's worth of water.
we have the cart.
Okay.
We can get like a barrel.
All right.
Yeah, if we could get a
Barrel is 2 gold pieces, and you can just dunk it in the river and come out with, water
yeah.
that you could then clean up.
Probably boil that shit. But yeah.
All right. All told, your total will come to 37 gold pieces.
Cool.
Okay.
We can just put that in. We can put most of that shit in the carriage too. So,
Mhm.
so it's not gonna be a huge amount.
yeah.
What else do they have here at the black market? Anything magical?
There do appear to be several magical items. What they're selling more of is information from the West and books.
Okay.
Are you interested in any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Let's just first off some magical. Are there any rings or amulets or anything like that?
Let me take a look. If this is a game in person, I would be opening up my Dungeon Master's Guide right now.
Mm-hmm.
There
You're
are
allowed
2
3 magic-
rings.
Okay.
So they're being sold by the same person. They appear to have like a large wizard hat like mine, but it's not floppy and useless, and it's pulled down over one of their eyes. The other eye has like a, what do you call those? The one side, a monocle. Yeah, I was gonna ask, what's the one-sided one? He's got a monocle, and he's wearing like very sinisterly embroidered black robes with like red threading that makes him look kind of devilish. He's also got like an iconography of a red dragon on over his heart.
Mm-hmm. So what did he say that you had?
I have 2 rings for sale. I have crafted them myself. They will aid you in the desert.
In what way?
Perhaps you're interested in them. Well, this is a ring of feather falling. Should you find yourself landing in a sand pit or perhaps thrown off a building, it will keep you from injuring yourself.
What's the other one?
Perhaps you're more interested in this one. This is a ring of free action. It negates difficult terrain, allowing you to move with great speed. No magic can slow you down either. You can neither be paralyzed nor restrained by magic or poison.
That's kind of dope. That's pretty
That is kind of good, actually.
Yes.
Especially for someone like Spooty, even.
Yeah.
It has
like-
taken me 2 years to handcraft this in the desert sands.
How much do you want for the free action ring?
How much indeed? I suppose I could let this go for something around 2,000 gold pieces.
When did you say you made this, friend, this ring?
Over the last 2 years, I've been handcrafting it in the desert.
So you only, like, recently in the last week finished it?
That is correct. Such rings are extremely valuable, and I'm selling this one at a very nice price.
Mm-hmm. That might be worth making a note somewhere about. I don't know. That's a pretty decent item. Well, and you said there was something else that he had outside of the 2 rings, or?
No, he only has 2 rings.
Okay. All right.
There are
we don't have
books for
money
sale.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
How much did you say gold we spent?
37.
37. Yeah.
37.
I'll ask
Okay.
him, like, do you ever put things on hold for people?
Yes, I do. Is there one of these items that interests you?
We're about to head to, maybe you've heard of the Line in the Sand.
I have indeed. I have passed it many times in my travels.
We are about to delve into it. If we come back with something worth the value, would you be interested in a trade?
I would indeed be interested in such a trade. You might find many great treasures there. It is said that the lizard folk, their king, occasionally lives out of such a place.
Oh, we took care of him already.
Well, perhaps his hoard is still there. Even if it is not, it is rumored that the Lion of the Sands is built atop another, more ancient ruin.
That's what we've heard as well.
Well, what would you like me to set aside for you?
I'll look at Kelly, be like, the ring of free
Yeah.
action then?
Yeah, that one.
Very well. I will be here in 2 weeks' time.
Let's hope we all are, friend.
If we survive, we'll meet you here in 2 weeks.
So just to be clear, for them, a week is 10 days. So he's saying in 20 days he will be back.
Okay.
So
I think we can be done with the delving before then, if we don't die.
So I'm marking you down for the night of 52nd wet. He will be waiting here for you. So he says, then with this ring spoken for, that is more than enough for me. And he covers his other eye with the hat as well. And he and the little stand he have both kind of shimmer in a mirage. And then the desert wind blows some sand like through him and he appears to disappear. And people are like, a sorcerer. There was a sorcerer among us. Arcane magic.
We have a habit
I've
of
seen
running,
better sorcerers.
we have a habit of running into these types.
Well, we are the protagonists of a story, so it kind of makes
It's
sense.
true. We do have these numbers above our heads with our names and everything.
Look, there's a guy in the audience named Raddosaurus. He died when you said that. He just fucking up and died. He's always like, no one would ever call it the Adventuring Guild. And I'm like, okay, all right, fine. I won't call it the Adventuring Guild anymore. He's like, that's way too meta, all right?
we all just have a realization. We look up. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that?
Why does everyone have yellow exclamation points over their head? And
I found it very weird that I can literally have 17 spears inside of my stomach thrown by other people and
Wait.
be okay.
Finley, your middle name is Clarence? What the fuck?
Wait, I thought it was.
who is Finley Clarence Longbottom is not as cool as who is Finley Longbottom.
Doc has been watching this vendor do the same.
Clarence is my grandfather's name.
Do like the same physical action on repeat for the last 30 minutes. It's like
Welcome. Look around.
his face cannot possibly be that itchy.
Hello. Welcome to Cornelia. Hello. Welcome to Cornelia.
Oh my god. Welcome to Costco. I love you.
What?
But you not seen that?
No.
You not seen Idiocracy? How have you not seen
No,
it?
I haven't seen Idiocracy.
Oh my god. Go stop doing what you're doing right now and go watch that movie. I mean, after this.
Well, if we're also doing movie recommendations, go watch Waiting with
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, seriously, you need to watch Idiocracy. It's amazing. The greeter at Costco, everyone's stupid in the future, and just when you walk in the door at Costco, there's just this big man-child standing there going, "Welcome to Costco. I love you. Welcome to Costco."
That would shock me, man.
It was amazing.
I would be shook.
Is that the one with the guy who becomes the president of the world or whatever?
Yeah.
Like the smartest guy.
Basically, they put him on cryo sleep,
Man.
and instead of scientists working on good discoveries and everything, they concentrate more on keeping old men from going bald and still being able to have sex. So, and all the smart people stop having less children, and the dumb people have way too many children, and basically the dumb people take over. So when he gets a former pro wrestler as the president,
Wow.
come on.
He's also what's his name? Scary Terry. Terry Crews.
Terry
That's it.
Crews?
Terry Crews, yeah. Terry Crews is the president. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's right.
I mean,
amazing.
I'm actually not into celebrity presidents, but I think I would probably vote for Terry Crews.
Yeah.
I would probably vote for Terry Crews.
And the Starbucks, you can go to Starbucks and get a coffee and a hand job. Like that's it's
Hey,
amazing.
remember when we played D&D on this show?
Yeah. We don't have time for hand jobs right now. Let's play D&D.
They even give you free love samples at Costco. It's amazing.
All right, so you now have a barrel full of river water in the back of your cart, drawn by a donkey.
That's such a D&D thing to do.
And you've got 30 rations in a basket. All of the rations are basically all of your daily nutrients in the form of a loaf of... It's like sushi and peanut butter and jelly thrown into one, right? So it's like a jerky mix with a vegetable paste, and then it's all wrapped around a rice outer filling.
Cool. Appetizing. Everything the growing body needs.
It's gonna be weird, like Final Fantasy 15 cooking.
I love the Final Fantasy 15 cooking. It's the best.
It's great, man.
That's it. I've come up with a new recipe.
Except for it's the same rice covered thing every time.
Oh boy, guys, I got some dwarven rations. Open it up. It's just a crate of Guinness.
Look, man, the fucking cup of noodles mini quest was so good. They just stop in the middle of cooking and are like, turn and look at the camera and go, "What do you like to make your savory cup of noodles with? Behemoth beef or Plains chicken?" And I'm like, okay, all right, this is coming on a little strong, guys.
I think that was the point there.
It was so good.
You better answer. We already have your credit card information.
Oh man. Okay, so assuming there's nothing else you guys want to do before you leave the next morning back for the Lion of the Sands.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Let's get to the actual adventuring part of it.
Yeah, let's talk about how you want to adventure, right? You know, you got a cart, you got something to draw the cart. You can conceivably fit 1 or 2 people in the cart on a regular basis before you hit the weight limit.
My legs are small, so I'll be in the cart.
I don't mind
I just
doing
don't want to
marching.
slow anyone down, guys.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I don't mind
walking.
doing marching, so yeah. I think we'll take turns between us three or us four, I guess. With
Exus would love to be in the cart.
we'll
sure
take
he
turns. We'll go in groups of two.
If any of you guys get tired, I can go sit in Exodus's lap and make room.
But it's not a room problem; it's a weight problem.
I don't weigh very much.
Finley's got to take care of Gygax all the time.
Stop him from eating the rations.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as you might know, Gygax is not like the temperature out here. He has to be overwatered constantly.
yeah.
I don't know if I
We
ever
get like a
mentioned
wet
that.
blanket and we just put it on him. You know?
Oh yeah, he feels much better with that. Who's leading the caravan then? Who's your primary? I'm not saying they're always the person in front, like scouting out, choosing decision
It's a
paths.
survival thing.
Yes, it will be a survival thing.
Yes.
Agram.
I like how I'm like, who does it? And you're like, okay, let's talk mechanics real quick.
Yeah.
Agram. Yeah.
Agram, okay. Make
Yeah.
a survival check at advantage, Agram, because you got a whole party helping you get through this.
All right, cool. About a 24.
I think I've got the next highest one after Agram. So if we had to do it in shifts or whatever, we can do that way.
Okay, so you travel from the city of 100 miles out to the Lion of the Sands. It's not that there aren't any problems, right? If this was Indiana Jones, we would get a short montage of you guys like fighting off a pack of wolves. Probably like one of you has to like kill a scorpion in the middle of the night, but you're all competent adventurers. These are all extremely minor challenges that take little to no effort for you.
Cool.
You make it 3 days later at the Lion of the Sands. You arrive sometime in the afternoon. The hot sun is boiling down on top of you. The oasis outside, the water level is much further down, and the water appears to have been befouled. There are little poop pellets floating in it all over the place.
I mean, who poops in an oasis?
Just disgusting. People are animals.
Didn't we bury a body in there?
No.
I thought we did.
In the actual water? No.
I think so.
Okay. I don't know.
Whatever.
Okay, so
That's gross, but
how
how
much-
much up in there?
so we cool to go down then? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything you want to do before you go down?
I certainly don't want to investigate poop water.
Well, how about this? We can't take the caravan with us, right? Obviously.
Yeah,
It
obviously.
actually is big enough entranceway to, I mean, it's, it's a somewhat crumbling sandstone staircase, but you could like put down a blanket or like some pieces of wood and easily get it down, or just, if you wanted to damage the cart a little bit, get it down.
Can we,
Probably
like,
a lot harder to get
camouflage
back
it?
up, but
Yeah, can we camouflage it somewhere on the outside, maybe?
how do you want to do that?
Well, I was thinking there's some shrubbery and shit here, right?
Do you want to cover the entire outside of the cart in shrubbery?
We're also in a depression too, so unless somebody's right up on the ridge, if I remember right, we're in a depression. They won't be able to
No,
access-
that was at the watering hole that the old guy who spit in a bowl took you to.
If we throw the cart back here until we clear out like a level, and then we can see what's down there.
So we have a top, yeah?
Yes.
Can we not just like throw the top over it and then throw sand over the top of the top?
It's just gonna look like a sandy tarp.
Yeah. But if we put it back here and then like tarp one side.
Yeah. You want to hide it in the shadow of the lion?
Yeah, so it's out of the wind. Hopefully, if rain comes, it won't wash it away completely. It won't take.
Yeah, I
us
mean,
long
you can
to just-
spike it in place. You've got tent
got all the
spikes or
pins
something
and
like
stuff.
that, right?
Yeah, we've got
You've
all
got a
then-
tarp, so yeah.
At least until we scout out the first level and see what's there and whether we can carry it down the stairs or not.
And as it's noon, the sun is going to continue moving, so it would be better for you to put it on the east side of the lion, right? Because as the sun is setting into the west,
Yeah.
the shadow will be on the other side. And then you can throw some sand on the tarp, and it will probably camouflage much better in the shadow.
Yeah, and we'll probably leave access there while we clear out the first level.
Okay. And Gygax, or are you taking Gygax with you?
He's my backpack buddy. He'll go in the backpack.
Okay, all right.
It'll be a lot cooler in the underground too, most likely.
It will indeed be much cooler there. So you guys have decent enough perceptions. As you're walking around the Lion of the Sands at this distance, you do notice that there are little holes, about fist-sized, human fist-sized holes, that air appears to be either whistling into or out of. So it seems like there's some sort of internal air blowing, somehow. With a half an hour of setup time, you arrange everything, and you are prepared to head down into the Lion of the Sands.
Let's go.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready as well. Think you guys are all on the correct map now?
Yeah.
So, as you make your way down the stairs, you find yourself in kind of a grand hall that's almost 35, 40 feet long and almost that wide as well. There are several depictions here. It looks like these statues used to be elven figures that were then adorned with additional plastering to make them look like lizard folk. At least one of them has been knocked over and destroyed, but it hasn't been long enough that like it's faded away in any way. The ground is not clean. It looks as if enough water has spilled down here that it's either a grass or a mold of some kind has covered the floor, and you can see that there are small footprints. At the very least, they're Finley size or smaller. Dozens of them moving through the area, but at least one very large 3-taloned footprint as well.
How do we feel about the Lizard King being like, because he was a big boy? Do you think that is
much different than the Lizard King, right? Because he had a regular sized foot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I need to know. Can I do some sort of like soldier check here, maybe with investigation or something like that, to sort of gauge the number of combatants that we might be expecting down here?
You can make a nature check.
Nature. Where is that? Okay. All right. Oof, that's good.
It is good. You are fairly certain that some form of dragonoid is present, as are a handful of kobolds, which you've encountered before. With close inspection, you do notice several brass scales in the area.
Oh, I don't see how that would bring women down here for making eggs with, but looks like we've got a dragon or something down here.
Well, I was wondering where you were going with the first part of that sentence, and then I remembered.
That dragon dude we fought with the sword that I have, was he?
He was a half dragon.
Scales?
He did. He was a green dragon.
But he had scales like the size we're looking at, or smaller?
Oh, these are like almost 2.5 times smaller than his scales. Right? Like his are
smaller than his scales.
Yes. His were much, much bigger.
Interesting.
I mean, you suspect that these are kobold scales.
So like a kobold mixed dragon thing?
No, I mean, kobolds are... They're like dragon dogs.
Are these real? Are these like real brass, or are they painted?
They're made out of metallic brass that has combined with a regular iron scale. They're not painted. These are definitely a brass colored kobold, right? Has had these fall off of their body at some point.
They were electroplated.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, these are reasonably valuable, right? These are probably worth like a handful of gold pieces apiece.
Oof. All right.
Well, if we find a whole body worth, then
yeah.
Interesting. How much do they weigh? How many can we reasonably carry?
quite a few. I mean, each scale weighs like half of a pound.
See, we'll worry about it later.
Yeah.
So if you want to take the time to gather it up, you can get 4 scales, which ends up being 2 pounds. Daka, in this open entranceway hall, the ceiling is about 20 feet tall, right? Because you have to go quite a bit down, almost 40 feet below the surface. But as you peer down into the hallways, they are only 10 feet tall. So for some reason, they're much taller than they are wide. You peer around the corner and you see that there is a large stone door that is smeared with green paint. It is 3 ovals on the doorway. The hallway continues from the end to the west.
I'm gonna ready my bow just in case.
Okay. You hear a creaking noise as you get your bow out.
Swap myself around the corner. I'll make sure the other guys know what I'm doing. It's like silently do like the hand signals. And then,
as you get closer to the door, there is a kind of humidity to the air that's kind of radiating from under the door and over the door. It feels much warmer than the air, even from outside. But it's extremely moist.
Is it like a regular wooden door, or what kind of door?
It is a stone door. And it's like a sliding stone door, so you're going to have to push it into the wall.
Well, why don't you stay there with your bow and I'll open this door up for you?
I guess so.
All right, so I'll scooch on over here, Arthur, and open the door.
As you do, on the inside of the room, you see that there are numerous eggshells broken all over the place, and that there is rotted ferns everywhere from the vegetation outside that have been used in order to pad a nest of the giant lizards. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
Fine. Okay.
Oh, they're in here. Okay.
Yep. You open the door, all the lizards immediately just like, shh. They open their eyes toward you, and then their mouths open, and you see their little tongues flick out. By little tongues, I mean like the size of your body, but
1 initiative, 2 initiatives, 17.
Go, Brian. Get a 20.
Yeah.
What?
That's my man.
I'm usually at the bottom of this list.
Finland long bottom. What do you want to do?
All right, so it's these dudes up here.
Yep.
You can sneak onto the other side of me and theoretically shoot your bow in.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I can go boop like that. I think I've got line of sight, right, on this guy down here?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to do that.
You dash behind Kelly. Shh. Get in position. Slide up against the door. Peek around. Fire off a bolt. It hits.
17, and then because they have not acted...
Yep. You get assassination.
That's actually a critical hit, right?
Okay. Roll more damage. And then are you also sneak attacking?
No, because there's nobody standing next to him.
But you can still sneak attack if they aren't aware of you.
Okay.
Sneak attack does crit?
Let's see. They actually are aware of you because you opened the door.
Yeah.
You don't need advantage if they're incapacitated. Or if there's some... Okay, yeah, so you won't get sneak attack, but you will get your critical hit dice, so you'll get another d6 worth of damage.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, so
Dang,
this attack is
okay.
very difficult for the lizard to avoid, right? Like, you catch him a bit flat-footed. It just in time, he, like, dodges out of the way, and you just get a graze, but you can see, like, it's moving weird now. Like, you've caused it to, like, wrench its shoulder a bit, and now it's, like, limping forward. Igram.
Do it.
Right. This doorway is not very large.
No. You could get in if you wanted to, I guess.
This doorway is not very large. Sounds like it'd be a really good album. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, are you planning on getting in here, Kelly?
I will move. I'll move in, yeah. So you guys can do your shooting mains. That's no problem.
Well, because I can shoot in a melee. I don't take disadvantage of shooting in a melee, so I can go in and then go to like the right, and then you can come in on
Well,
your...
this conversation in character would literally be like the mummy-ish thing in the world. Like with like a crossbow clutched up against the wall. He's like, "Should I move in?" Kelly's like, "Don't worry, you got 30 feet worth of movement. Go on, good, get in there. I'll be going in with you." He's like, "No, come on, are you going in or not?"
I got 40 feet worth of movement.
I miss Brendan Fraser so much. I mean, he's back in that fucking TV show, but it's not him. It's just a robot him.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna move. I'm gonna go here, here, and then there. Get in that corner.
All right, Agram, you like truck in.
Yeah,
you immediately run into this like angry giant lizard, and you duck into the corner.
Yeah. All right.
You might be taking an attack of opportunity if you go there, though.
That other guy hasn't had a turn yet, so his reaction hasn't come around.
Ah, cool. Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
All right. So I'm gonna bonus action Hunter's Mark this guy at the bottom.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do my first attack, which I get advantage because he hasn't acted yet, because Ranger bullshit.
So hit.
Okay.
You fire point blank into this creature. It's about to leap towards you, and you hit it while it's springing, and it just kind of slides along the ground, dead.
Okay.
That didn't take much.
Yeah.
These are.
I warmed them up for you.
I think these ones are a little bit fresher than the other ones.
I have a question. I get my second attack from my Gloomstalker thing on the first round of combat. Since that guy is dead, can I move that, or is somebody just gone?
You're good. Yeah, you can move it.
Okay. So Hunter's Mark will move to the next guy, free action, I guess, and then do my second one.
You kick a new bolt in, crank it up real quick, and you fire off a fucking critical hit. Go ahead and roll your Hunter's Mark damage.
I'm like trying to get my sword out, and everyone's killing everything. Like, no.
So this first one is leaping at you and is like sliding. It's still dying in front of you. You fire off another critical hit that goes through the eye of this one, and it just falls over onto the ground and is like splayed out over its eggs, dead.
I really wanted to like pierce into the wall kind of thing.
And then Hunter's Mark gets moved to the next one, and that'll be my turn.
Sure.
Daka, kill another one so that I have something to do on my turn.
I like to imagine my crossbow has like a hand thing on the side, so it's just like, you know, like a 50 cal, you know, just pull it back. Essentially, yeah. Just that's how he reloads it so quick. It's just
you would have to be incredibly strong to do that with one hand.
You're doing the one hand.
He's a dwarf.
Mormon engineering, man. What can I say?
You're doing the one hand.
I like to
just like.
I like to imagine your crossbow as the crossbow from Dragon Age.
I wish it was Bianca.
Bianca, yeah.
Yeah, Bianca. Yeah.
Rotary crossbow, or one of those volley crossbows. You know, it's just like Bach magazine on the top. Whatever. All
right, Daka. You also dash into the room. As you do, you're crackling over eggshells and tripping over the like weird nesting in here. But because you're a ranger, I think you just ignore difficult terrain. So. Right? Isn't that a thing? In your favorite terrain, you ignore difficult terrain?
You can't be impeded by... Well, no, it's lost. I have to look it up.
What's the terrain currently?
Anywhere in this area is difficult terrain.
No, like what is the terrain? Because like my favorite terrain is like...
You're currently underground.
Is that the same as like cave or mountain?
I'll count this as a cave.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, there's wonders here in this cave of wonders, and in the Lion in the Sands. So yeah, you ignore it because you're used to this kind of shit. It means nothing to you.
Bonus action Hunter's Mark on Mr. Man.
Okay.
And then
his little halo appears over his head.
and then bow shot.
You draw your bow. Slow motion. You fucking get a critical hit. Roll Hunter's Mark damage, I guess.
This is what happens after you have a week of.
Oh yeah, and
chilling.
also, does your Hunter's Mark get critical as well? Do you double the Hunter's Mark?
I think that's how that works. And we do ignore difficult terrain. By the way, I just looked it up.
Yeah, I thought that was a thing.
I've got can crit.
Yes, Hunter's Mark does crit. So it's just like a sneak attack.
Hunter's Mark crit. How does critical strike interact with Hunter's Mark? Blah blah blah. Hunter's Mark damage is doubled on a crit. Yeah, go ahead and roll some more. So that's 7 plus 15 is 22. You shoot this one in the head, and the arrow goes deep into the skull of this thing, and then like a little bloom comes out of it and spreads the skull out, and that one too falls over and is like it's like death throwing. It's rolling around on the ground, taking brain damage.
I love the idea that I'm just like
cybernetics just all pop out.
Got like your sword almost out of the scabbard. You're like, come on.
no. This is what's happening, right? I'm slowly pushing the door open. You guys are just like all these fucking lizards, and I'm just like.
I mean, this is SWAT, right? You're the guy that knocked the door open. Everybody else is like, move.
Yeah.
Welcome to New Game Plus Siege.
Look, we're covering the corners. Look, we already did the SWAT signals. We got this going on.
Yeah, anyway,
we're sick of listening to Finley's bullshit.
Anyway, free action, move the Hunter's Mark, and a Horde Breaker, because he was 5 feet away. I can take another shot.
Yes.
You can.
What the fuck?
Yep, it's another critical. Go ahead and roll 2 more Hunter's Mark damages.
It's legit. It's not broken.
Wow.
What the hell, man?
All right, we're using all this up on the easy, guys. The next room.
19, 21.
Agram and Doc are just back to back doing a sweet pose.
Yeah.
Kelly, you are still pulling the flaming longsword out of the sheath, having forced the door open when everyone else has slaughtered the entire room in front of you. You are, however, left with hundreds of lizard eggs here. And
make some more rations on the way back.
I would like a fried lizard egg, please. We can get that.
You know what I do? I walk over to Agram and put my hand on his shoulder and say, "You get the door next time." Fucking hell, dude!
Man, that was sick. You just like see the remnants of gun smoke in the air.
You guys didn't use smokeless powder on your arrows?
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, so are we continuing down the hallway, or do you want to go through the door up the top?
There's a door at the top. I'm assuming it would like loop around somewhere. So go up here.
All right.
Door at top. Door at top.
Yeah. Switch over. Door top's fine.
Okay.
All right.
That's
I'll
everything.
open that bad boy.
All right.
Thought you wanted me to open the door, but okay.
You head to the door at the top. As you open the door, you see some things. There are 3 pools of boiling liquid. One is blue, one is green, and one is red.
I think I've seen this puzzle before in different games.
There are numerous pots laying around the area, and there's at least one humanoid skeleton lying on the ground that has painted something in like weird runes pointing towards the green area. On one of the walls there is a set of paint that looks like this. So there's it's not paint, it's 9 orbs of differing color that have been played on the wall.
Okay. Can anyone read this writing?
What language is it in?
Does anyone speak Terran?
I do not.
No.
Can I read the writing?
Okay, well, I suggest we don't touch anything. Because if I think I've done, like, in all my time playing D&D, I think I've done a very similar one of these. And Brian, I'm pretty sure you have too, because I'm pretty sure you're in the game.
Are there receptacles around that looks like they have the same pattern as the colored orbs?
What do you
You know
mean?
what I mean? Like is there like 9 pots sitting on the
You want to
ground?
go inside the room and look?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are observing this from 20, 30, 50 feet away, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll pop in and look.
Okay. What's your passive perception? Or if you just want to make an active perception roll real quick.
Okay. 20.
What languages do you speak, Finley?
I speak Halfling and Common.
Okay. You find something written on the walls above the 9 orbs. It's written in a language you don't understand, and it's kind of faded. It looks like it's maybe even damaged a little bit. You're looking around. You don't find any like clues in particular from looking at these pots. It looks like many of these pots have been pissed in and then just left here.
I think we just found the bathroom, guys. Nothing to see here.
Is the green familiar to the green in the main room?
It is a, like warm, almost boiling level liquid. It's not like the mossy grass that you saw in the other room.
So it's not just grassy or mossy water.
Would you like to maybe get down there and do something with it?
Let's take a look at it.
I'm gonna take an unlit torch and like try and like scoop something out.
So it's almost like the torch is being painted on. It's like thick and viscous, almost like really old lead paint that clings to the torch.
Like paint that's just straight up like halfway between being wet and dried out.
Yep.
Right.
It seems to lose temperature very quickly once you take it out of the pool. Like, it immediately becomes room temperature as soon as you got it on the torch.
Like candle wax.
Does it harden or does it turn into?
It kind of gets like asphalt. It's kind of like soft and you could poke it like lava setting.
Yeah.
Positively Nickelodeon in here.
Gack.
Kind of at a loss here.
We don't have any advantages in like.
I mean, other than if it was anything remotely close that we could kind of identify, but I mean, I don't even know what this is.
Okay, so Arthur, I've drunk a potion of healing before. Any of this stuff look like that?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
I'm gonna walk to the front door and open it.
Okay. The door opens out into a 3-way intersection, leading to at least 2 more doors.
I'm assuming a hallway going west. Okay. See if there's any clues around.
Just a minute. The hallway also continues down deeper into the facility. There are 2 statues that look like either dogs or cats. It's hard to tell from this distance. And it definitely looks like there's more like statuary locations. But again, at this distance and with these lighting conditions, it's not super great.
Head over here. I'm gonna listen to this door. Like, is there any humidity or whatever coming from this room as well?
When you take a smell from that door, you notice that the door is almost hermetically sealed. It looks like it's going to take considerable effort to open it up, and the door opens by pulling it down from above and pushing it into the floor.
I mean, I can do it.
Do we want to?
I mean, if it's hermetically sealed, there might be a good reason for that. I mean, fuck it. Why not? But
I could think of as like slimes or goos or something.
or
Yeah.
I mean, or
Cracks.
some type of something valuable.
It's the
but,
Roomba room for the slime.
but would you want to keep something valuable? This, the first level, like you would put it deeper, so it's got to be something else. It's just what I'm thinking.
Well, look,
what's-
it's right by this stuff and by the hatching chambers. I think the hatching chambers are relatively new. Do you want to look around more before we go in there?
Yeah, I do. Arthur, what's down here? This other hallway. Like if I go down here, there's a door there too, right?
There is.
Yeah.
It looks like another hallway continues from the south. The door here, you can hear something moving on the far side with your passive perception. It sounds like a scraping noise with some crunching.
Probably something getting eaten. So it sounds like.
Sounds safe.
I think maybe we should clear this dungeon of monsters before we do any hermetically sealed doors.
Yeah,
Potentially.
I don't want to get bit in the ass by a giant lizard. I've been there.
Michael holds up his bow and goes.
All right.
No more vor. No more vor.
If everyone wants to get in position, then like maybe around me, I'm gonna open this door. Yeah.
All right.
I'll stay relatively far back. Finley should get up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ready to open
I'm
the door?
down on a knee. Doc can shoot over me.
Yeah.
All right. As you open the door, you can see that there is a very well-made nest. Not like the kind of sloppy giant lizard nests. There are 3 enormous brass eggs in them, and sitting over them protectively, curled up around them, is a brass wyvern.
Well,
Finley, what's your passive perception? I think it's really low. And Kelly, what's
it
yours?
is low. It's like 11, I think. Yeah, 11.
Mine's 14.
In this vase in the corner, you notice that there is a crystal rod sticking out of it that has some of that blue paint on the tip of it. The wyvern does not immediately leap for you. It's kind of Jurassic Parking you. It sticks its neck out and makes a screeching noise and extends towards you. It flaps its wings whilst remaining very low, but it doesn't move from its position. And that's when we go to break.
Oof. Oof.
We'll be back for the second half in about 8 minutes. Get fucked, everybody but YouTube. You'll be fine because you'll watch the next half immediately. Stick around, guys. Swoosh. Oops, no, that's the old break screen. Here's the new break
Fire
screen.
swoosh.